I feel like he could beat Khamzat.
He's too big for Khamzat.
Damn, you guys are going against your boy Khamzat?
Well, look at the Usman fight.
He was waiting at the latter half of round 2.
Round 2 was exhausted.
I was like, what the f? This is also Khamzat at the heavier weight where he didn't have to cut as much. So
I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just saying that's DDP's path to victory is using his gas tank because he obviously gets stronger in the fight.
this is what I want. I want Izzy to come back. I want him to fight DDP. If he wins, I want him to rematch Sean Strickland. Then I want him to retire.
Whoa.
DDP did cut a pretty sick promo for the Izzy fight.
But seriously though, he might be gay though.
Honestly, I think South African dudes, I think they're just super comfortable.
yeah,
Hey,
probably.
you say that to the people in the comments, they don't agree.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Casuals. We are a MMA and combat sports show hosted by very, very casual fans. Fans that are so casual that we didn't know how to score the fight when we thought we were right. We were wrong. My name is Gilbert. That black belt right there is Nick wearing a Tiger Belly sample from 2008. I don't know how I remember giving you that hat.
Robbery.
And we got here the sickest man in the planet, but the most sexy with his fashion. David Show, everybody.
Oh, wow. David,
Gandalf, they call me.
teach me how to dress, dude.
You just wear clothes and cover your face first.
You want me to wear a burqa?
And on the
Ski
room,
mask?
we also got our favorite. We got Wheels, semi-racist.
What up?
I racist. A little
Stop it.
racist, just a little, dude.
And we also got Andres in the room. That when I think of MMA, I think of that guy.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's just get into it. UFC 297. We got Sean Strickland versus, finally, we can all say it, the real African champ, Dricus.
Hey, can I just say this?
Plessis.
Hey,
Yeah.
that boy gay, huh? Hey, that boy a little gay.
Well, you can't kiss your coach every now and then? Is this what you're telling
Hey,
me?
I kiss my dad. What's wrong with that?
I'm not making a judgment moral call. I'm just saying.
Moral call.
You know, we all love the gays.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But is he gay? Is he for real gay though?
I don't know.
Why do you say that? What is your
He
evidence
could
for
be a
him
gay icon if he
I
comes
think
out.
I don't know. I think the dick grab is a little weird.
Wait, what was the dick
Can
grab?
we walk through that?
There was his previous fight. Before he was going sitting up from his corner, his coach juggled his balls.
Maybe that's just some South African stuff.
I don't think so, man.
You think that's
There was a
cultural?
bunch of people who were from South Africa. They're like, we don't do that. They're like, we don't, because people are saying like,
wait, what happened? Pause. What? Sorry, we were interrupted by Fancy B from Bad Friends. But David, what are the evidence for Dricus being a gay man?
well, he just be kissing his coach on the mouth all the time, and like, for me too. Just
Can
not
we
to
pull
be-
up some footage so we could check it out?
Yeah, not to be like culturally insensitive. I was like, oh, maybe it's a South African thing. So I went through the comments, and everybody but South Africa was like, nah, man,
You don't approve
That's
of
not a thing guys do out here. So I thought he was gay. So he's not gay?
Hey, you think DDP handsome?
I know. Hey, to be honest with
Kinda.
you, Sean Strickland's actually a really good looking dude too.
Yeah, they're both good
Actually,
looking fellas.
both good looking dudes.
Dude, when Sean is ripped, he's good.
Hey, he's pretty handsome either way, man.
To do this during the middle of like corners,
This right
that's
here.
wild.
Boom.
It's just a little squeeze.
Yeah, that's
there.
weird, right? Because he's not
Boom.
cup checking. He's squeezing his.
Boom.
Maybe DDP's coach is like a little molester, right?
Maybe, right?
Maybe
and he doesn't know.
Maybe he's just taking the
Hey,
heat of the moment of
I'll
passion.
South Africa, I'll defend it, rugby.
What
Is that? Hey,
is that a rugby culture thing?
It's a rugby cultural thing.
They grab each other's little peepees, dude?
Not like that, but
They squeeze
usually
little
with two
peepees?
hands, because you're always putting your hands behind a guy's asshole, like football, but more often because of the ruck. So, Colt, he looks so upset.
Yeah, dude. This
I
guy's
haven't seen enough rugby.
this guy's
life.
throwing some bullshit at. Don't fall.
I think
No,
he's just saying.
Don't
type-
fall for this propaganda.
Type in rugby gay porn.
Okay, well, get out of my search engine, bro.
Why is he even looking this up?
I don't know. Yeah, I was very fascinated by when it happened. Dude, my favorite part about that is DC's reaction too.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, hey, what the fuck,
Dude.
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because after the fight, they were like kissing again, right?
Yeah, I just want to know, is he gay? But he's not openly gay, right?
I don't think he is.
Oh, he's
I don't think DDP. I think he has a
He has
fiance.
a hot fiance, too.
Oh, he has a fiance.
Yeah.
To the point where I think Sean, even when they went to go dap on the embedded, Sean didn't like cause any trouble. He's like, oh, his beautiful wife was there. So,
He gave him more respect because he has a wife.
Yeah.
but this guy's not gay.
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Well, okay. Well, never mind then.
But hold on, you've never kissed another man?
Never. Not on the mouth on purpose.
Why are you smirking a little bit? He goes, never.
So there's a lot of like homosexual stuff that Korean people do at church
Yeah,
in the Lord's house, where there's like
makes sense.
So there's like this game that They do. It's like where you get a Pocky stick, and then there's 2 dudes, and you eat it.
Why does that mean 2 dudes?
It's always because
that's the challenge.
That's the stakes. So you have to get as close as you can to the Pocky stick without kissing each other, and the person with the most Pocky stick left wins.
It's like chicken.
Let me tell you something. They forgot I was hungry. So I touched lips accidentally. I just kept eating it. He was like, yo, back up. I'm like, nah, fool. And then we kind of touched lips a little bit.
This guy's dedicated. Was it strawberry or chocolate?
It was the strawberry one. And guess what? We won.
I will say, aren't straight guys the gayest, though?
Yeah, I
don't think so.
Like Rolando's, right? Rolando's is our producer, gay producer. He told me one day, he pulled us aside after he saw us all interacting for the first time. He goes, why are you guys so gay? You're more gay than me in West Hollywood. I'm like, we're just comfortable.
Hey, let me tell you something. You know a lot of WeHo gays, and how gay were you guys being? Because they be flaming, dude.
Yeah.
There's like
What was the last time you were there?
WeHo? Last month? And it's pretty, it's pretty fun out there, huh?
You're about to say it's pretty gay out there.
This guy keeps smirking.
You know why? It's because, here's the thing. Like,
You got a lot of compliments?
if you guys come to Los Angeles and you go to West Hollywood, especially like the nighttime, you want to see gays in their element, and it's a very specific type of gay too, right? It's like you want to see like the stereotypical stuff that you see on TV, the flamboyant. It's specifically only in WeHo.
It exists.
Everywhere else in LA or anywhere else in the country, I've never seen gay people like that, because Sacramento has a huge gay community. So I've been around gay people my whole life. That was unique. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Different.
It's like everyone had a Pocky stick in their mouth.
They touched some dry wood, it's going to go into flames. That's what I'm saying. It's a little, you know what I'm saying? A little bit.
All right. Well, now that we got that settled about Dricus.
Du Plessis go to WeHo a lot. You know?
Yeah. He frequents there. At least his coach does.
So what do you guys, so Dricus won. Pretty, I wouldn't say controversial. It was just a very close fight. A lot of people had split. I'll give a couple of names before we get into our assessment of it. Dana White thought it was 3-2. 2-2 going to the final round. He gave it to Sean. Anthony Smith would even say it was 4-1 for Sean Strickland. And
That's a little wild.
A lot of people, like commentators that were there, were giving it to Dricus 3-2. Lauren Sanko, John Anik. Dean Thomas gave it 4-1 for Dricus.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That was weird.
Relax.
Luke Thomas. I always like to look at Luke Thomas. I think he has a pretty good eye for it. He said watching it initially, watching the fight as a whole, breaking it round by round, being in the moment, he gave it to 3-2 to Dricus, round 2, 3, and 4. But then he said, watching it, doing a rewatch, breaking it down, he kind of switched it a bit for round 2 for Sean, giving Sean 3-2 on a rewatch when you're truly breaking it down.
What do you
think?
Here's the interesting thing, right? This is one of the things I really dislike about like UFC judges, and this has happened time and time again, and it has not happened the other way around. When you see a fighter who is very jab heavy, right, and they'll move backwards a little bit. Mm-hmm. They always look at that as if it's not a significant, strike at all. Mm-hmm. UFC judges fucking hate jabs, and I swear to God, I want all those judges to get into the octagon and get socked in the face once. They need to know how effective jabs are, how much it. Look at Dricus's fucking face. I'll say this every time with fucking Josh Emmett, right? He consistently got jabbed in the face by who? Calvin Kattar. Mm-hmm. Was it Rob Font or was it? It was Hawaiian. Dan Ige and Calvin Kattar. And just like in this fight, Dricus du Plessis had the habit of constantly throwing big overhands, which, by the way, Sean was blocking a lot with his shoulders, with his guard, with just constantly rolling things, moving out the way. And like the fucking fans were eating it up. It was not contact. And I fucking hate that, especially when somebody is as defensively sound as Sean Strickland. Mm-hmm. When you looked at the fight, Sean was jabbing his fucking face up. In that first round, why did they give it? Why does anybody give it to Dricus? What, because of that one takedown? Did they forget how bad he fucked up?
You talking about the first round?
Yeah, the first round.
I don't think anyone gave it
to
Dricus.
No. So why the fuck would that go to Dricus at all? He was the one who got jabbed in the fucking face. Mm-hmm. So I just don't understand. I think that's like my biggest gripe, right? It's like anybody who sees jabs, they go, oh, he's just tapping him. He's not getting tapped. He's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest contention of
I'll say this. Usually I would agree with that sentiment, right? Because people do underplay the jabs. But it depends on the type of fight. When Rob Font fought Cody Garbrandt, I felt like those were very decisive jabs. They were very clean. They landed a lot. I think past round 2,
round 1, the jab was there.
I felt past round 2, if we're being generous, past round 2, I felt like I didn't really see the jab land as frequently
like the
and
first
as
round.
much.
Yes.
Rounds 3, 4, 5, to me, I felt like the fight started avalanching towards DDP.
I would say as a total, like visually.
Yeah, because body language wise, I felt like Sean Strickland's lack of volume towards 3, 4, 5 hurt him a little bit, right? As the fight went on, the volume started to go down a little bit lower, and Dricus started to be more volume heavy. Then
if he was missing.
Even if he was missing, he was busy. He was landing on the shots. He was making Sean back up the whole time. And then the takedowns, right? Like, yeah, he didn't really do much with the takedowns, of course. But I'm sure Sean Strickland didn't want to be on his butt.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he could have defended the takedowns like he did in round 5, he would have done that every single time in 2, 3, or 4, right? So, like,
I guess just for the audience.
If you score the fight for Sean Strickland, I would say it's 1, 2, 5.
Yes, it's
right.
Second round
1,
to me
2,
is
5.
the decider.
But depending how you see it, I think you could, if you're a DDP guy, you're going 3, 4, and then the toss up is 2.
Toss up is 2, yeah.
The toss up is 2
For both, it's the toss
because
up.
the last minute, to me, I thought Sean Strickland won round 2.
So this is live.
This is live.
You thought Sean had 2.
Yeah.
And that was because octagon control, jabbing.
He landed the better shots. Dricus was kind of coming back into the fight. Some judges might see that takedown in round 2 and be like, oh, he got it. He got that fight. He got that round. Maybe. Some guys will say that. But I feel like body language wise and how the fight was progressing pace wise, I think Sean Strickland won round 2. But it's like, I'm not mad at it if they give it a DDP either.
Fun fact for that, it's like you look at the CompuStrike, it's so funny, even though like we're all saying round 2 is the decider, but the CompuStrike would actually have Plessis. That's the only round he won. Sean outstruck him on every other round, but then damage versus quantity.
You know how they do the tweets in the middle of the fights?
Yeah.
After round 2, everybody was like, round 2, Dricus. Everybody kept saying that on the tweets that they put up. Mm-hmm. So I was like, really? They could really give that to Dricus? Because, you know, Sean Strickland landed that big right hand. Mm-hmm. It landed on the shoulder, but in the moment, you're like, whoa, right? I don't know if the judges have replay ability. So, like, just off that, I feel like because he ended the round strong, you can give that round to Strickland, right? Mm. But then again, it's like,
and for me too, like I
don't know.
Well, how did you have live looking at it? Where were you seeing momentum shifts, or did you give specific rounds to Sean?
3 and 4, Dricus had that momentum shift where obviously his coach got into his ass and he liked it.
This guy's waiting the whole time.
You know, he was all up in his ass. He was telling him you got to pressure forward, and obviously, you know, he has to start pushing the pace, right? But when we talk about like what Sean was doing in the first and second round, you know, people kind of talked about it as if like Dricus was walking him down the whole fight. It wasn't the story of the fight. Round 1 and 2, he was in his face the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
3 and 4, look at how the 5th round fucking ended.
Yeah.
Sean was the aggressor, and he was putting it on him. He didn't really land much in that last minute of an exchange.
They're just going
Sean
for
was smacking him in the fucking face, and Dricus wasn't really landing anything.
Dude, round 1, Dricus looked like shook.
Yeah.
He looked like he
I thought that was the end. I picked wrong because Sean's going to do that the whole entire fight. And I don't know, maybe you guys can point to me. How was Dricus? He was missing every single shot that first round. It was crazy. The jab was there. And then I don't know what happened, but
he just stopped being scared.
Yeah. But he landed that takedown in round 2. Yeah. Or was it round 1? He landed a takedown in round 1, right?
I thought he
round 2.
Started round 2.
Round 2.
Nothing round
But
1.
that takedown that he landed changed the game because now he has to worry about the takedown.
And that's where we saw the jab less. Maybe.
The volume overall went down. Like he stopped like round 1. If Sean just threw a little bit more variety in kicks, I feel like it would have been enough to change the decision of the fight because he had that front teep kick, which was money.
Which I don't know why he abandoned. It was so good.
He threw it like once per round after round 1.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, because the guy just keeps running forward. I feel like a threat up the middle, is going to be really good for a guy like that. The low kicks even.
Yeah.
Like he threw a low kick that landed. He threw it one time.
It threw me off, by the way.
Yeah, I was like,
it really threw me off.
And I was like, Sean can kickbox. He's got great kicks. I wish he threw a little bit more. I wish he also threw his right hand a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because Dricus kept shifting into southpaw a lot. And the way Sean throws his right hand, it's like right in front and
he's chambered.
Bink. Yeah, and it's tight. It's as good as his jab, but I feel like if he started to throw a little bit more variety from the angles, he would have landed a little bit more. I really didn't like the overhands from Sean Strickland as much.
Yeah.
I just felt like
his overhand's really sloppy.
Yeah, and it's he landed him a couple times, but it's like the side of the wrist, and I felt like if he started to be the sharpshooter that he can be, I felt like he could have placed that cross a little bit tighter. But I also feel like Sean Strickland spars too much because his overall fight style seemed like there's not really a sense of urgency until round 5.
Yeah, so that was I think a lot of the commentators were saying where like, man, and even Eric said it, like you said, 3rd round. I don't like that round, Sean. It's like, it's almost a constant. And it's not like hey, bro, try to finish this fight now.
And Chris Curtis is kind of like that too.
Similar, yeah.
Because they get so much sparring volume and they're just like chilling.
You know what Sean did really well? The fucking leg kick checks. Dude, he checked almost everything.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. Like, dude, Plessis is so durable because his shit got checked so many times. I couldn't believe how bad his fucking kicks were getting checked all the time. All I heard was throughout the whole fight, and he just kept walking forward like it was nothing. And he didn't bleed at all on his shins, which was so weird. Look at this shit, dude.
Dricus reminds me of like if GSP, you know how like GSP was like bullied?
GSP body, yeah.
GSP was like bullied in high school. I feel like if GSP was a jock starting getting a weightlifting in high school, he'd be like Dricus. Because he's just like a big marauder, bro. Like he just walks forward. He kind of fights like a bully, He just runs you down. His conditioning held up for 5 fucking rounds and just at a pretty crazy pace.
You know what he reminds me to? It's like when we spar, and you always give me this critique, David, of like, bro, we're sparring, just get hit and return.
Yeah.
Like Dricus definitely does that. He takes a lot of hits.
He takes
just
a lot
to get in.
Of that. Ugh, look at that one. That one was so bad. That cross check right there.
Yeah.
And he just ate it like it was nothing.
But those like, and everything that Dricus is doing, he's trying so hard. Like everything he's throwing is 100%.
And he just puts his head out there.
Yeah, and like from the judge's point of view, like when they're watching that, they could be like, "Oh, this guy's the busier guy."
Aggression,
octagon control. He's moving forward. He's dictating. It seems like the story of the fight is to me when I was watching it, like the second and third time, it seemed like Dricus was controlling the pace of the fight for the most part.
Yeah.
And because Sean is more of a counterpuncher and he sits back a little bit, and then the cut, like optics wise, it just doesn't look good because he's like rubbing his eye. He looks uncomfortable.
So Sean said headbutt.
Which that's another thing too.
I thought it was a headbutt too when I first watched it.
Oh, really? You caught that?
Really?
I thought it was a punch.
So me and Robin, I assumed, look, it was a headbutt. But then I saw some other fight. They said it could have been from a punch. But I thought it was a headbutt originally.
Yeah, because he threw a right hook, but I think right after the right hook, I think they collided heads.
Yeah.
And dude, Dricus is like if I had a spar, and just by watching him, if I had a spar or fight Dricus, I'd be like, dude, this guy is the most annoying dude.
Yeah.
Like his style wise, and that's why he just eventually he finds success in these later fights.
He's also just a marauder that could take hits really well, which is very annoying.
Super durable.
Right? He honestly reminds me of what's it called? I love you.
Yeah. Oh, Yoel. He reminds me of Paulo, those kind of guys.
They just fucking walk forward, they eat shit, and they just throw back harder, which, that's what they're very much blessed with. See, I think that photo right there, that's the part that Dricus loved the most because he was that close.
So I'm going to read this. This is a Instagram post from Strickland MMA. I didn't take the coward's way out and tell the doctor I couldn't see and get a no contest. The only reason why you took a round from me is because I couldn't see. I won that fight. The world knows I won that fight. The belt they gave you will never make you a champion. Enjoy. And this is Sean, a message out to Dricus because of the headbutt. He feels like that's why Dricus won. And Dricus responded with his gay, sassy self. Why did you cry about it? I gad. Oh.
I'll say this, though.
Kind of like that.
I mean, like I said, I'm not mad either way, but it sucks for somebody to win a belt like this, right? This will forever be an asterisk on Dricus' thing, right?
Do you think so, though? Is it that big of an asterisk?
I think so.
It's
right?
a fight. I mean,
I think it's a pretty big asterisk. I mean, for most people, when they win these championships, it's pretty decisive, I feel, right? This one didn't feel very decisive for me. I think Dricus is a nice guy. I have nothing against him. It's just like...
Except his sexuality, you jerk.
No. That's different. That's different. That's different, dude. It's because I'm a hardcore Christian. And he's going to hell.
Yeah.
All right? No,
we just think his lifestyle's wrong.
I'm kidding, guys. If you guys don't know, I joke. But...
he's living in sin.
Yeah, he's living in sin, dude. That was his first mistake. Yeah.
He already lost the fight.
You already lost the fight. You may have won the fight, but you haven't won the war, dude.
Spiritual warfare.
Yeah. But for him, I don't know, man. Like, do I want to see this fight ran back again? Honestly, no. Like, I really don't care for it. But I will say that, like, that cut on Sean's eye made everything look a lot worse than it actually was.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you look at Dricus' face, it straight up looks like he was just smashing his face into a desk all day. It was so bad.
When I saw his face on the post-fight press conference, I was like, oh my God, what happened to this dude?
Yeah. But if you look even at the highlights, right, when they're highlighting when Dricus was hitting Sean rolling him. It just barely tapped him, and they gave him a strike for that. Barely touched him. It was touching him, grazing his nose, grazing his cheek, and they gave him a strike. Those aren't strikes.
But also, too, I don't know where the guy who's counting the strikes is. I don't know if he's octagon side. I don't know if he's in the back room. But I also think because those looping shots are so it's so hard to see what's going on in
and
the
they're
fight.
fast.
And it's
in the moment.
And then also you hear that
sound.
shit. Right? Guard might be up. She might shoulder roll. Like, I think because of Sean's style, sometimes it's prone to getting decisions like this if he's not active.
And that's what happens, like I said, with Josh Emmett. He always hits everybody's guard. And then people freak out. It's like, no, they blocked it. Calvin Kattar blocked all of his major shots. And he somehow still fucking lost. And that's why I don't like fights like these. It's just kind of annoying. I just, like I said, once again, I'm watching from the TV, so we can obviously see a lot more.
A lot of people say it's a little different. Yeah.
It's really different.
Ringside is a whole different ballgame for sure.
It's just that, when somebody chooses his style like this, like I'll say this, Bobby Green. Why do you think Bobby Green, every time somebody hits his shoulder, he goes, nope, and he points where he hit? It's for the fucking judges.
Copy strike. Copy strike.
It's for people, because people freak out. They'll hit his chest, he goes, nah. Just to show people he's fine, and he has to do that because of his defensive style. Yeah. So maybe Sean should just probably do that.
I saw actually a funny clip of Bobby Green because he used to train with Sean Strickland, and he was saying that, like, back when they were all training together, none of the white guys want to train with Sean Strickland because he would go too hard. So only the black dudes want to train with him.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bobby Green's like, Sean Strickland fight like a black dude, but he didn't say that. He uses
the other word
that I can't say.
Nigerian.
It's like a Nigerian.
But, I don't know, man.
But yeah,
it's a fight.
So yeah, let's talk about after. I mean, it is what it is. Look, Sean's gonna be fine. The fans love him. They're defending him.
Yeah.
He's always gonna have eyes on him. Dricus won. So what's next for Dricus? You think Izzy comes back from his 2027 fight announcement?
I think that's a good fight.
That or Khamzat.
I don't
know. Only one available. Only one available.
Low key. I kind of think Dricus is a bad matchup for Khamzat.
I think so too, because number one, look at his gas tank.
Yeah, if Khamzat doesn't finish Dricus, is it Dricus or Dricus? Or is it Dripus?
I like Whoa, that's on you.
I didn't say that.
Split that out.
I didn't say that.
No, it's Dricus.
John Rico says that. If it's... I feel like if he fights Khamzat, I feel like he could beat Khamzat.
He's too big for Khamzat, dude. This guy's a fucking heavyweight.
Damn, you guys are going against your boy Khamzat?
Well, based on
way.
gas tank alone, dude.
You don't think Khamzat has a gas tank?
Dude.
You're right, COVID.
Yeah.
Adam.
Well, look at the Usman fight, right? Well,
he was waiting at the latter half of round two.
Round two, he was exhausted.
I was like, what the fuck?
And even the Gilbert Burns fight, right? Like, you see him kind of... Obviously, that could all change.
This is also Khamzat at the heavier weight where he didn't have to cut as much. So... what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I just feel like that's Drake. I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just saying that's DDP's path to victory is using his gas tank, because he obviously gets stronger in the fight, depending how the fight goes. I think Izzy could beat Dricus.
I think this is what I want. I want Izzy to come back. I want him to fight DDP, right? If he wins, I want him to rematch Sean Strickland. Then I want him to retire.
Whoa!
So, avenge both losses. One on the mic, and then the other one to Sean Strickland, and then you ride off on the sunset, and you're pretty much good to go. Your legacy is set.
DDP did cut a pretty sick promo for the Izzy fight.
That was good.
It was solid. I don't even like DDP like that. And I think him and his coach are gay, so I really don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
He's talking about he loves them now. I don't like you now. I fucking love you. But seriously, though, he might be gay, though.
Honestly, I think South African dudes, I think they're just super comfortable with their
Hey, you say that to the people in the comments, they don't agree. fucking keep disrespecting them. They're like, hey, bro, no, it's not a South African thing. I'm gonna go to South Africa, start kissing dudes on the mouth. This is what you do, right? Come here.
Wait, I'm just giving you a dick tug.
Yeah, come on.
I do feel like after watching this fight, I do feel like Izzy could snipe Dricus.
I think so too.
Oh yeah.
He could catch him coming in, and so could Pereira.
But see, that's what I thought Sean was gonna do because of his pinpoint ones and twos. But
But I feel like the variety that Sean, like obviously we saw it kind of, the variety or the lack of variety that Sean Strickland can throw over a period of time, like what he's comfortable with doing, I feel like was a disservice to him. But a guy like Izzy, just throwing head kicks every now and then, kicks up the middle, like that will stop Dricus in his tracks a little bit, right? Like he has to defend, he has to respect it the same way Sean Strickland has to respect the takedowns.
Dude, imagine like for somebody with like, for example, Adesanya, right? Like one of like Dricus's go-to guards is what? He shells up because he's trying to lure somebody in so he could throw these heavy shots. But guess what? When you're here and you're squared off, guess what's available? Your fucking legs. All
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. And Izzy has high level attacks, low, middle. Like he has it all. He has a deep, deep bag that he does in all of his fights over and over again. So it's like if Dricus comes with that type of strategy, we'll see what happens. And I feel like Izzy's pretty good at defending the takedown off the cage.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying Sean Strickland's not, but it's just, he just got in too deep. You know, like,
Yeah.
And Sean's so tall when he's fighting, and I feel like Izzy's a little bit more elusive. Overall, better footwork, and I feel like that'll be a better matchup against DDP.
Yeah, I don't care to see Khamzat fight at 185.
He needs one more.
He needs one more, or he just needs to be consistent with the things that he's doing, right? So are you a 170 person or are you a 185? Make your choice. Like, where are you? You know? So he's like trying to call these shots because he keeps winning these fights, but what do you want? Like, the way you're fighting doesn't show that you have a path to what you want in the UFC.
Who was he supposed to fight in the last one where Usman stepped in? Was it Costa?
It was close to.
Costa,
Supposed to be
Paulo
Paulo.
Costa.
Yeah, see, like that would have been the perfect test.
Then he could go.
Big, durable guy,
True
strong.
185. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big 185er. That would have we would have found out what would happen next.
Yeah, I'm not mad with whatever happened. I do feel like Dricus doesn't really have. For some reason, I feel like a lot of people are kind of just like, whatever. And then he won the belt. Like, a lot of people aren't excited for it.
I think even when we picked Dricus, we were like, he'll probably win.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't like, let's go.
I just thought with the takedowns, it was just going to be enough of a threat for him to like squeeze one out on Sean. And
Yeah, and we were
kinda
right though.
happened.
We did choose right though.
yeah,
You
we
know,
did. We called it.
It is what it is.
Also, during this fight, Ian Garry was watching live and streaming this. And during that fifth round, Ian Garry went off on how sloppy the 185 divisions is, and then was going hard on Sean Strickland about he's going to go up to 185 now because he's so sloppy, he'll beat his ass. Ian Garry trying to insert himself into the 185.
Look, to be fair, the fight did from outside watching in is like it did look a little sloppier than usual. Like,
Yeah.
especially for a main event or compared to like, you know, the 45ers, the 55ers, whatever. But I feel like if you chat and shit on Twitter like that, that's misfortune coming your way, dude. Like,
I don't mind an Ian Garry, Sean Strickland.
oh yeah,
fight.
that'd be
I like
sick.
that.
Well, how about you not get your ass beat by pneumonia first, bitch? Yeah, dude.
Would you get RSV, my boy? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, dude. Stop getting your lungs filled up with fluid, bitch. You know what I'm saying? All you do is fucking stop comments on your shit because you're a pussy.
We'll see. And he gotta get through Jeff Neal first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff Neal's no slouch, bro.
By the way, Ian Garry, I actually love your striking. I think it's
so
fucking
clean.
Pretty.
beautiful. It's
Pretty.
fantastic.
Pretty.
I just talk on the podcast. We make jokes. That's all.
Yeah, we'd love to train with you.
Yeah, but
David will fight you.
Ian, oh God, hell no.
David
Ian
will
Garry
fight
is
you.
one of those guys that you could tell he's been fighting so much since he was young. He's like evolved his style from watching a lot of great fighters.
He's so good though.
Like in terms of stand up, he does everything right, and his tool bag
Clean.
is so huge.
Got a deep bag.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking nuts, man. Like whenever I see him fight, I get super excited because I'm like,
Same.
what else is he gonna do?
Yeah.
You know,
And it's in the moment. He can pull, slip, got sick head movement.
he's so slick with
He
it.
can make adjustments on the fly. Like
Would you say
very
he's in the
talented.
same era as like a Tom Aspinall, Sean O'Malley? Is it that crop of like we started training when we were 12 years old, MMA?
Around there. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Only
that's
time will tell, though. You know what I mean? You're comparing those guys to. You're comparing Ian Garry to some very strong.
We'll see
scary
what he
guys.
does to if he could do what he says he's going to do to Jeff Neal, because I love Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
Hands of steel, dude. That left hand, whoa, is fucking nuts, dude.
And he gave a tough fight to Shavkat.
Yeah, they were beating the shit out of each other.
That was a tough fight for him.
Yeah.
That was the most we've seen Shavkat get beat up.
Dude, Shavkat can take a shot too, because Jeff Neal was cracking him, dude.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what that's about.
Let's move over to the sexiest fight on the card.
All right, next. Let's talk about the next one.
fight, Raquel Pennington, Mayra Bueno Silva. What was that?
Hey, shout out to Raquel Pennington's year 2000 tattoos all over her body, dude. Her whole body looks like a fucking steak. But yeah, Snoozefest, huh?
Yeah.
Bit of a snooze fest.
I was watching with some friends and I was in and out, and it's so funny because like when you're watching the fights with groups of people, you're talking, and you're kind of going in and out. I was like, oh, this fight's pretty good. I was like, Raquel's kind of bringing it because I thought
Some people
Mayra
liked it actually.
Bueno Silva was gonna pour it on her, but I was like, Raquel tough, like she can hit.
I'll say this, all jokes aside with the tattoos. Raquel is, first of all, she's an OG.
Yeah.
Number two, what I really appreciate is that she evolved.
Yeah, she looks, dude. That was a big thing.
How trippy was that?
Yeah, like she looks way better than when I seen her in the past. Because when I seen her in the past, it's like, oh, okay, she's like,
Just
she's
saying.
tough.
You know what I say?
Yeah.
But she came out with some sick hands,
Her hands look good.
and the fight was kind of back and forth, right? Like, did you guys think that way?
I was just frustrated with the amount of clinching. That her coaches were even like, bro, stop clinching with Mayra. Just back up and throw them hands.
Yeah, I think Raquel, she did make a better adjustment later on with pressuring forward and just kind of throwing at her. With Mayra, her biggest issue is that she just keeps her head dead center and doesn't move her fucking head.
And goes
Yeah,
to
she tries-
grabbing.
Yeah,
tries to bully.
grabbing.
Yeah, she just tries to bully her way in. And I'll say this, man. I miss Amanda Nunes so fucking much. And when you see these two fight, you understand why Amanda Nunes was at the top.
Yeah.
Skill-wise, strength-wise, everything that you could think of an attribute for a female MMA fighter or just an MMA fighter in general, it's night and day. Amanda Nunes steps in one night, kills both of them. That. I'm sorry. It just is what it is.
But while she's retired, it is interesting because Juliana Pena was on Twitter talking mad shit.
I think Julia Pena.
I think Pena beats the fuck out of both of
But
them.
beats the fuck out of both of them,
that gives her a nice little ramp up to when she fights for the title because she's injured, right? So, I feel like Juliana Pena could create stability in that division, and that'll be
I
pretty.
think she will.
I think the female fighters in the 135 division really do have to step up because in the 125, dude,
Oh,
they're
yeah, killers.
killers and bangers, dude.
All of them.
So I don't understand what's happening with the 135.
Yeah.
Like that fight was very, very disappointing in the sense that I expected. Well, I actually got Raquel looked great in my opinion from what I've seen in the past, right? Like she's improved. Mayra, I don't know what the fuck that was. She looked great in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like she kind of had her number early on, but dude, get your cardio up, huh? A little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not one to talk, but look, I'm just saying.
Get your
You're
car.
not fighting for a world title.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like I was a little disappointed. Mayra's very interesting. She always looks like she's looking directly at the sun. Did you see her face? She's just always just. I'm like, is somebody just beaming a light at her? They're cheating, dude.
Someone's in the back just flashing a laser.
Like in 7th grade.
I will say, Mayra tricked me. She sold me on that she was going to win because like I kind of liked her on the mic.
Me too.
When she was good on the mic, I was
I
like,
believe
shit.
her.
I thought Mayra was gonna win too.
She probably changed the odds.
She was like, snooze fest. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it was a whatever fight though.
This fight was crazy.
Talk about a comeback, David. Tell me about Neil Magny.
So Neil Magny, my friends, if you guys don't know, OG, so many wins in the game. I think he's tied with GSP with
That's
the amount
crazy.
of wins, right?
That's crazy.
Neil Magny, fight style wise, he hasn't really evolved much, right? But he's somebody
It's the same. It's consistent.
yeah, you don't really count him out pretty much because he always has like this way of like getting people ground. If you're on the ground with Neil Magny, it's not a good idea, basically. And what you saw here was that towards the end, I don't even fucking know how, he somehow ground and pounded the shit out of Mike Malott when Mike Malott was fucking him up.
Dude,
Oh my god.
Mike Malott, because I didn't know he was a jiu-jitsu black belt. But
What?
Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu, and he was beating the shit out of Neil Magny
Bad.
for the first half of the fight. Oh, up until the third round, right?
The last minute. Up until the last minute.
Yeah, that was right. But I feel like when Neil Magny shot that underhook and just decided to get up, because I feel like this is a thing with like jiu-jitsu guys. Sometimes they go into when he's tired. He went to jiu-jitsu mode. He threw up a single leg X where he controls that leg on one side. But in MMA, unless you are active off your back and you're trying to trip and you're stepping or threatening leg locks or whatever, threatening sweeps, it's a really easy position for a guy like Neil Magny to get low and punch you in the fucking head. And that's exactly what happened. So I think because he was maybe tired from winning the fight, he made a technical error that just cost him. And Neil Magny is the vet where he goes, okay, find my opportunity, punch, and then just kept pouring it on, and eventually we saw the finish.
It was so just textbook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, here we go, ground and pound.
Yeah.
Textbook ground and pound.
Like if you're an MMA, like, and we've seen this in like combat jiu-jitsu. There was a viral clip that went around. Same position. Guy is chilling off his back because usually in jiu-jitsu, this is a very dominant position, the single leg X. He threw up single leg X and slap jiu-jitsu, and the guy just bends over, palm strikes him in the face, KOs instantly. Because his hands aren't active. His hands aren't like this.
Yeah.
His hands are manipulating the legs, maybe trying to get the other leg. So with your feet up and your head's on the floor, you're going to get KO'd potentially if the shots land, and I think that's exactly what happened.
The thing that confused me the most about this fight was like, why did Mike Malott decide to ditch the leg kicks? That was fucking...
The calf kicks.
Yeah,
Calf
he
kicks,
was
yeah.
destroying Neil Magny.
He was like 5 for 5.
Like Neil Magny at a certain point, he was hobbling. So I don't understand why he abandoned the leg kicks. Number one, a low output of energy for a strike, and he was landing it at will. So why did you abandon it?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Man, but he had the takedown. I think that was the takedowns, right? He had the takedowns. He was on top, so he felt like he was chilling. He just had to maintain position for another minute. And then Neil Magny just got that underhook and got up.
Magny too is very interesting. He has the perfect body type to be an amazing striker, but he has some of the ugliest punches in the UFC. It's just so bad.
It's not. Is he a jiu-jitsu guy? Is that his base?
I don't even know.
He's just kind of Neil Magny, in my
I don't even
personal
know.
opinion, isn't really specialized at a lot of things, but he's very durable and he's good off his back.
Yeah.
So most of his fights is either ground and pounds to decision.
Yeah.
He's just like an all-around MMA fighter that has like the attributes that kind of make it a little frustrating. Very long fucking limbs, big for the weight class. So he's been able to survive throughout UFC like that. But Neil Magny, if people forget, he actually beat Jeff Neal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that wasn't that long ago.
Neil Magny has some big wins in the division.
No, he really does. It's tough though, because it's like, what is it, like 35 maybe?
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you do with him?
I
He's
feel
just
like
that ultimate test for a lot of other numbers. Like,
But also, too, the guys that he loses to are like specialists.
Yeah.
Garry.
You know, Ian Garry, specialist striker. Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, submission.
He beat D-Rod, who's very good.
That's right.
Yeah, he had to fight everyone. Fuck.
Yeah. So he's beating all the guys that are below him in like the top 10, right?
He's gatekeeper.
Yeah.
High-level
so-
He
gatekeeper.
beat Lawler? I forgot about that. Wow.
Yeah, that's when he was a real problem. But,
Yeah.
you know, as time goes on, I think people start to figure him out a little bit more.
He fought Carlos Condit? I don't remember that.
Carlos Condit, bro.
But all respect to Magny, man. He's an OG, dude. I just don't know where to put him now. Like,
Yeah.
what does he do? Does he continue to stay in? I don't think he's going to touch the belt. But if he wants to be competitive and stay in the UFC, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to another middleweight. Sean's buddy over at Extreme Couture, Chris, the action man, Curtis, versus that guy, the Canadian name. We got the kicker versus the puncher. Another
That guy.
Yeah, man. Chris Curtis is interesting, right? Like,
Nah, go hard. Come on.
okay, I've watched Chris Curtis fight in PFL, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yes.
a PFL guy. Okay.
yeah, when he was fighting at 170. So when he came over to the UFC, I thought he was going to mix it up, and he did. Chris Curtis's biggest issue, right, is that he constantly complains of, first of all, your nickname is Action Man, right? But he's a heavy counter
Great name.
striker. He complains about how fighters engage with him when they know his game. They've seen tape on him. You are the counter fighter. So he always waits for the action to kind of come to him rather than him creating scenarios, right? He doesn't create scenarios that benefit him. And then he'll complain, like, how come you're not fighting me? How come you're not fighting me?
In the ring, you're referring to him calling for
yeah,
Curtis to fight.
he does that every
Yeah.
fight. And guess what, Chris Curtis? It's up to you. You have to create these openings. It's not like he can't be aggressive. He's never choosing to, right? And I think that becomes something very frustrating for a lot of people who watch him, and they boo him a lot because they think he's boring. But he has like the power, the ability to do all this. His boxing is amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like and I always say this about Sean Strickland too. I feel like Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland just need to have some sort of blitz.
Yes.
Like it'll make their game a little more well-rounded, and then it'll because if you're a counter striker, the fight can get away from you if you're not active enough. And you know, most people, like you said, if they're fighting a counter striker, if they did their homework on a guy like Chris Curtis, I'm not going to stand in front of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm going to avoid that shit. I'm going to avoid that 50-50 as much as I can. I'm going to try to hit you, stick and move. I don't want any part of that scrap, right? So it's like that is, I think, a reasonable expectation when you're fighting. Maybe he wasn't expecting that from Marc-Andre because, you know, Marc-Andre kind of has a similar style like Chris Curtis. But I just feel like if they added a little bit more of a blitz, it could just open up their game and just allow them to be on the better side of these decisions sometimes. Because that shit was a toss-up. After I watched that fight, I kind of didn't know who won.
Yeah,
I didn't know which way the judges were going to go.
You know, for example, Chris Curtis went on this huge tirade complaining about the fight with him and Jack Hermanson, right? Saying that, that he was a pussy, he was just running. No, he had a very good game plan. And by the way, when you look at the strikes, he outstruck the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
So who's the one who wasn't creating openings or wasn't doing anything in the octagon? It was Chris Curtis, because you kept waiting and you wanted him to fall into your trap. He wasn't playing that game. So Jack Hermanson did what Jack Hermanson does. He picked him apart from the outside. Saying he was moving, guess what? He was moving backward and he was hitting you.
Yeah.
So what's the problem here? Whose fault is that? That's you, Chris Curtis. You didn't switch the game plan. You stuck to the same thing.
Yep.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So that's just the one thing that I don't like about Chris Curtis. I love him as a fighter. He has some of the cleanest boxing I've ever seen in MMA. I think it's really dope. But like you said, if he could just like switch his game up a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Pass some
little.
blitz.
Just add more like more footwork, right? Lateral movement, be able to cut these guys off. Because, you know, if he could have a really well-rounded game where he could cut guys off and put them in positions that he could be successful in, then I feel like that's going to make the difference.
And that's why, even in the PFL, he kind of had this reputation. So when he fought Ray Cooper III and Ray Cooper knocked him the fuck out, people loved it. They were fucking jizzing for it.
So this is go back to
The whole world.
Everyone's like,
Yeah! Oh, brother!
So do you think this is part of the same thing with Sean at that camp? Is like these guys just spar too much and they're used to that mindset of just keeping that constant pace, sparring in the gym, like because they do fight very similar.
I forgot who said this. I was listening to somebody talk about this, but I think it was Barry Robinson actually. He was saying that, okay, sparring is great. You're doing a bunch of sparring, but because you fall into these patterns, this is what happens when you don't do enough drilling. Like drilling specific situations, because then it'll help you. Because I feel like both these guys, Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland, they're so comfortable in the scrap that it almost is like a detriment to them. Because like there is no sense, it doesn't feel like there's a sense of urgency, right? Like, because in their mind, like, I'm not getting hit.
Yeah.
Right? Because you know how sometimes you spar and then you're touching, a punch like gets close to your chin, it touches you barely, and you're like, oh, it's fine. But then everyone's like, oh!
Yeah.
Right? Or you're getting hit, but you roll with it, so it doesn't really hurt. So you're like, I'm fine. That barely touched me.
Yeah.
So because in his mind, he's thinking that, but optics-wise, the judges are like,
doesn't look good,
that's
yeah.
a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's winning. He's walking him down, right? So like, I feel like for these guys' styles, they have to have something. They have to push forward a little bit more, and I think that'll help them with their counter game.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think you need both. You can't just do one thing.
And I think like with Mark too in this fight, Mark was actually doing a good job kind of picking him apart a little bit. But then I think Mark got impatient.
Yeah.
And he kind of fell into what Chris Curtis was
You
goading.
get lulled into it.
Yeah, he goads him a little bit, and he just kind of threw the plan out.
I'm not a pussy. I'll fight you right
You
now.
hear the booze.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. So Mark
That does
decided
change. That does change.
to throw some bangers, and he kind of played into Chris Curtis's plan, which is probably why he lost, even though it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
But if he stuck to the plan, what he was doing in the first round, he would have won. Chris Curtis would have cried about it. He would have went. He would have complained on Twitter, but you would have had the W. Yeah.
All right, moving to the featherweight bout.
This
Arnold
was a good
Allan did not get the W. I thought he was, but man, Mosvar is.
He's a beast.
He was even calling for a title shot at.
Low key, he kind of looks like he kind of fights style wise to me a little like Khabib.
Yes.
He boxes like Khabib.
It's the same style.
This
upper
Got the
body.
same like
Khabib.
head movement. Yeah.
This is Khabib.
Yeah.
More than anybody else who kind of compares themselves to Khabib, that was Khabib.
Yeah.
Right there. It was it could have gone either way. I actually thought Arnold Allan took it. There was a little bit of controversy with those knee strikes, but he was lifting him up and
Yeah,
cracking him.
dude, it was kind of fire. Arnold Allan is really amazing.
Yes.
He's really good.
He's so good, man.
But this is just what happens when you get a guy like Mosvar, who is just such a dominant wrestler, and he's so good at that. His bag is so deep in the wrestling, where like all the Granby rolls they were hitting, most of the guys they'll let go after 2 or 3 of them.
Nope.
He stayed on the
Fucking
whole
hooked
time.
them and just said nope.
Like, and Arnold Allen, you could tell he was prepared.
Yes.
He had an answer for everything, but Mosvar was like, I've seen this chain happen way more times.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly where to take you.
What an interesting stance he took, right? He had his cross super tucked in real tight, and he had that jab low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So sick.
So was he doing that because he was worried about just grabbing the underhook?
Yeah, so Faraz Sahabi, shout out to God, TriStar Gym. This dude his strategy was leave your lead hand low because then it'll be harder for you to see the jab. But then when he shoots in near your legs, you have an arm in place. So you have an underhook ready to go so you can down block, right? So it's putting your arm in the way so you can get your hips away. It's a barrier. It's
Which
a frame.
it did work really well.
It worked really well, but Mosvar is so good because he was adjusting and he was like, all right. And he just kept getting to the back. And the deeper the exchanges went, we saw Arnold Allen kind of get drugged down.
It kind of sucks for Arnold Allen because he cracked him in the temple like 3 times with those knees, which were completely fucking legal. That fight could have ended right there.
Yeah.
If he just kept it on, he probably would have smashed his face in, which I understand from a ref's point of view. It's hard to say.
Would you say the third one might have been on the ground?
I'll say this completely. I feel like if you can put 2 hands on the floor or 1 hand on the floor, you should still get kneed in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
If
called
you're on-
1FC, bro.
Maybe not like those
Soccer kicks.
maybe not on your knees where you're like in on a sprawl where you get like knee in the head.
Yeah.
Maybe not like that, but if your butt is in the air and your hands on the floor,
And you're being controlled.
I feel like knees are fair because
I would agree with that. They should change that.
You don't want to be in that position anyway. It's like the Aljo shit,
Yeah.
right? It's like,
He's on the knees.
yeah, but you don't want to chill there either.
Yeah.
Because what happens if you're in a street fight? Someone just fucking front kicks.
Oh, interesting. It's like you're using Aljo's critique of jiu-jitsu against himself.
But you can't be mad when you go into a jiu-jitsu rule set.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Aljo is the one complaining, but he's playing the game too in MMA.
Yeah, so it's
In
like
a street fight, you won't be on your 4 knees.
Exactly.
Your 4 knees.
Your 4 knees, dude?
Your 4 knees.
Yeah, what kind of fucking creature is
And,
this?
and if you're in a street fight and a guy's like this,
The Funk Master.
and he's like, "Yo, come over here," you could run.
Yeah.
I think in those type of situations, when they kind of have their body locked and they're literally controlling them, those knees should be fine.
Yeah.
Body control.
I think that's a fat difference, right? It's not like somebody's on their 4 knees. You know what I mean? This is very,
Throwing
very
it in a
different.
circle.
Yeah, I think the fight would have ended right there if Allen could continue.
All right, so Mosvar jumps up to top 5.
Holy shit. Wow.
That's a huge jump. I think everyone's kind of busy right now. Ooh, we'll get to Max Holloway later because we didn't talk about that. It happened last week after the
Oh, my
podcast.
gosh.
But who does he fight? Because everyone's... I guess he's just waiting to fight the winner of Brian Ortega, Yair, and or the winner of Alexander versus Topuria.
I mean, Arnold Allen can fight anybody on here if he wanted to. It's so stacked. I don't know.
I feel like Arnold Allen can beat Brian Ortega.
Yeah.
I feel like he would match up well with Topuria. I don't know if he'd win.
He would match up well with Calvin Kattar, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
So I feel like, dude, give him actually, because Brian Ortega is going to fight
Yair in Mexico.
So whoever wins that is probably going to get to the title shot.
Yeah.
So you got to match these guys up with another eliminator.
But both those guys, if Volk wins, he fought Yair and Brian Ortega already. So would they just go?
He wants
Mosvar?
New blood.
Oh, shit.
New blood.
Edson Barboza. I forgot he's still in the mix, too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if Edson Barboza's gonna make it to the top.
How fucking dare you, dude?
I love him. Taekwondo.
Dude,
Right.
Arnold Allen, Josh Emmett.
Older.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great fight.
That's a good fight. They haven't fought already, have they?
No, they have not fought.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Topuria and Volk is going to be such a crazy fight.
I'm so curious as to what's going to happen.
I have no fucking idea.
If Volk destroys Topuria, hey,
The God.
GOAT status in that
The
fucking
God.
class. Done. It's
the
not
Volk
even
era.
it's not even an argument anymore. It's like what he's done for the sport, even though I feel like he lost to Max twice, it doesn't matter.
Hey, scroll down.
Did you guys see this? Did you guys see that first fight?
I didn't see this fight.
This shit was
I
wild.
heard Jimmy Flick is legit.
Dude, he was losing and came out of nowhere.
He says he's if Khabib and Damian Maia had a baby.
Really?
That's what he said.
I mean, look at his face.
Okay, there it is.
But Jasmine Juica Devicious
Whoa, relax, dude.
versus
relax.
Priscilla
yeah.
Cachoeira, that fight was insane. Did you guys see that?
No.
Jasmine beat the shit out of she.
Yeah, it wasn't I wouldn't say it was competitive.
She landed 200 significant strikes in the first round.
Really?
I'm surprised they didn't stop it,
Bro.
at some points. I was...
But
look at this
Priscilla
girl.
got a chin, dog.
Hey, look. Yes, she does.
Yeah. She also don't have any lips.
Dude, she was getting beat up for 3 fucking rounds. And then
She hit
eventually started.
200 strikes in the first round.
And the second round looked just like the first round.
And I was like, oh, they're not stopping this? Okay.
How did she last till round 3?
This bitch is tough, man. No,
she didn't
sorry,
look like she was
I didn't
like-
mean to say that bitch.
What did you mean to say?
You said this bitch though, so it's okay.
this.
That's
correct.
fine.
This trick right here.
Yeah, this drink right
I
here.
don't mean to call women bitches.
Yeah,
I'm
bitch
sorry.
got balls. You know what I'm saying? She got scrotes.
All right, let's get into some fight news. We got UFC 300 will be following this card for the next month. But man, Tom Aspinall says Stipe Miocic turned down a UFC 300 title fight.
Yeah, he don't care.
Yeah, he's waiting for wait for John Jones.
Yeah, he don't fucking care.
But when
He's 48 years old.
See, it makes sense for Stipe to turn that down because he's looking for the John Jones fight.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been great though?
But
He fought
if-
Tom and destroyed him.
If John Jones turns down a Tom Aspinall fight,
Different.
we're like, come on, bro.
But let's just say this.
But David disagrees
Who's going to
with that.
pay more? The John Jones fight. So that's why he's turning it down. He's
No,
gonna
yeah.
fight fucking
Oh,
Tom
100%.
Aspinall for pennies.
I ain't mad at that.
Unless
Yeah.
they pay him a ton for UFC 300, like just a UFC pay.
It's still not going to be enough.
I don't blame
There's no way.
Stipe for that.
At his age of 49, like he needs to fight John Jones. He is 86 years old.
He's he's looking for legacy. Honestly, I wouldn't want to fight either of those guys.
Yeah.
But like for the upside and story wise, it would make more sense
John
for
Jones.
Stipe to fight John Jones.
And they both retire that day and they just move off.
It's a draw. They both raise their hands.
They both walk away with 7 figures in their pockets and they just move on. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
So, still don't have a fight for UFC 300, but last week, right after we recorded, David sent us a brand new fight announcement, and that is going to be for the BMF belt. Justin highlight Gaethje versus Max Blessed Holloway, two of the most liked fighters on the roster.
I don't like
Some
this
people
fight.
are upset by it.
I don't like
Some
this
people love it. David, you first. How do you just feel about this matchup itself?
First reaction was wow. Second reaction was don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want these two to fight each other.
Why, David? Why? They're
Because
two
I
fan
love
favorites.
both of them, and also too, hopefully this time Max Holloway is going to look like he fits in that weight class. Because
Dustin?
he
Yeah.
did
Him looked
not
rough.
He looked so flabby and weak at that weight class. It was such a stark difference.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a smart move.
And I feel like Justin Gaethje is very hot right now.
Yes.
And I feel like danger-wise, he seems to be more of a dangerous fight than the Dustin Poirier fight.
I think Dustin Poirier hits hard.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
And
fuck.
Max Holloway that fight was a competitive fight with Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
He was pouring it on Poirier. He almost subbed Poirier with
Yeah.
that Darce, or that Anaconda choke.
ran out of time.
Oh, that shit was so, because that shit was locked up.
But
That
if I
would
re-
have been finished.
I remember if that fight, though, I think a lot of us watching felt like, man, the punches didn't seem like they were hurting.
The
Dustin.
stopping
Yeah.
power. You know what I mean? I feel like Max Holloway is a very different fighter now.
Same.
I feel like he's a little more elusive and he's learning how to be like, I'm not going to take all this damage. I'm going to be more in and out.
Mm-hmm.
He has, it seems like he does have a deeper skill set, but Justin Gaethje is just like, he's so scary.
Also, too, Max is also very heavy on his front foot.
Yeah, the low kick.
That shit concerns me so much.
Bro, Max Holloway is one of my, he's probably like top 3 favorite fighters.
Same,
to watch.
dude.
So anytime I have an emotional connection to Max Holloway.
Yeah.
And I really like Justin Gaethje, and I feel like he's so good. And I
Interesting.
feel like
Emotional connection. I like Justin Gaethje.
no, I love Justin Gaethje, but I feel like it's a dangerous fight when you're fighting at lightweight.
Yes.
Like you said, it's about the weight, it's about the size, it's about the BMF. You know what I mean?
And Max also hasn't committed to that weight class.
Exactly. If he says I'm gonna, I really don't think guys nowadays in modern MMA, you can't jump between 2 different weight divisions.
Yeah.
Right.
Has to be a commitment.
You have if you
Like,
dominate.
look at Volk, right?
See, I wouldn't be mad if Max Holloway said, I've done my time at 145.
Officially.
I'm going to 155. I'm changing my lifestyle, diet, everything to be 155er. Then I'd be like, all right,
like Charles Oliveira.
let's go.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
Build
look
out.
how big that motherfucker is.
Yeah.
Right? But for Max Holloway, I don't know. I feel like he could have the gas tank. He could have all those things at 155 if he just had time to prep. And it just makes me nervous that he's going up in weight.
So too early to pick picks, David.
I always choose with my heart, so I'm gonna go with Max Holloway.
Max Holloway, cuz.
Okay, so got us. Your logical pick is Justin. Thank you.
I didn't say that.
'Cause, hey, same over here,
hey,
buddy.
He could squeeze this out, though. Max Holloway
Yeah.
can beat Justin Gaethje.
Blessed Express, okay? Look at
All
the
the way.
size of his ears and nose. That's a man of many years of wisdom. All right? This man can do it. I believe in Max Holloway.
He's
You
got
know
the
what?
mana.
If he does get it done, how does he do it though?
He's going to just outpace him.
You think so, Justin?
Justin does get tired, though, especially because he throws such heavy bombs. If Justin gets frustrated with Max Holloway's pressure and also volume,
Yeah.
Justin's going to want to try to take his lights out. And I think that's where Max Holloway is going to capitalize because
Opening,
people
yeah.
also forget he's an amazing counter striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's his
And
bag
he pushes the pace, too.
Yes. So
He could do both. He could do it all.
Max does have a path to victory.
Max Holloway, cuz.
Cuz, okay.
Yeah, you want some reasons peanut butter cups.
Yeah, come on, brother.
Same way,
Trying to do
Hawaii.
the paper.
Hawaii all day.
Do the
brother.
paper to the head, cuz.
All right, another fight announcement.
We don't know who your choice is.
Have added. How do you guys feel about Kayla Harrison? Finally, Kayla Harrison coming.
Kalila Harrison.
Kayla Harrison coming to fight Holly Holm.
I think
Leaving the PFL. Keep in mind, she's a 155er female fighting at 135. Not even catch weight. Not even 145.
how far is this fight away?
When
April.
is UFC 300?
She'll be able to pass those
April
tests by then, right?
Yeah.
Because this dude is buff. Like my boy here, fucking stacked.
The weight cut's going to be the hardest thing, I think.
Yeah,
That's going to be the true battle.
Holly Holm too is not the same Holly Holm that she was 5-6 years ago. She is really slow.
Oh, Kayla wins this.
Yeah, I think
She has to make, but then how do we get the same Kayla Harrison at 135 that we get at 155?
Oh yeah,
After she does, she takes
know?
the 10%. She's like, fuck it, I'm going to weigh
I think
145.
Kayla Harrison is actually a pretty easy pick for me.
I mean, the neck differences are insane.
She's going to drag fucking Holly Holm to the floor and just beat the shit out of her.
Can I say something about judo players, though? Judo players, especially if you compete at the Olympic level, they're a whole nother level of badass, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's so competitive worldwide. Like, it's not like jujitsu. It's not like wrestling. It's like elite. So if you could even make it to the Olympic Games.
Two-time winner.
If you could even make it to the Olympic Games, you're on another fucking level.
Ronda
Not-
Rousey?
let alone win a gold medal 2 times.
Yeah.
Is she a 2-time Olympic champ?
Yeah,
She is, right?
Gold, 2-time gold, which is insane on an international level.
And then if she wins a UFC belt,
Dude,
she might be the greatest combat athlete of all time.
if Holly Holmes fucking head kicks her to an oblivion, that means that's the second fucking Olympic judo champion she knocked out. That'd be a crazy story.
What
for
a
Holly.
story to have on
That's
your resume.
insane.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's dope.
It's not going to happen, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a tough fight for her.
Yeah, I think number one, she's way younger.
Yeah.
Way stronger, way faster. And, you know, what I've seen from Holly Holm in her last fight, she has lost quite a bit of her speed and accuracy. She's just been in the fight game for a while.
I feel like Kayla's going to grab her head and her arm and then hip toss her on the floor and
Yeah.
sub her.
100%.
I feel like that could be the path to victory. And Holly Holm just has to keep it. But Holly Holm has good footwork, you know what I mean? So she could keep the fight standing a little bit longer.
I'll point her.
Dana White says no to Conor McGregor comeback fight in June, which makes me believe more that they might just bump Conor and Michael Chandler to fucking 300. Yeah. I have a feeling they need to. I mean, like, I'm trying to think now. Like, we're getting close. Like, who's going to fight at UFC 300? Like, who's going to actually be the main event?
It's going to be Conor for sure.
It has to be.
It has to be because all the other cards are so stacked.
It's already, you've used all your championship fights already.
It's going to be Conor, and the ticket sales aren't going to be that great as they're going to expect because Conor has been so out of it. His antics are kind of whatever. Nobody really cares about Conor in the fight game anymore. They kind of like him as a personality, but to see him fight, I don't think a lot of people care anymore.
Yeah.
Or a quick UFC 300. Do you think there's a quick turnaround for Izzy and Dricus?
Hey, if that fucking
Or Sean and
happens-
Dricus?
That would make more sense.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to ask for Sean and Dricus.
I do have a feeling that Dricus and Izzy is going to headline.
You feel it?
I kind of think that's more likely.
Hey, I hope so because, well, I think Izzy is still healing up from his injuries. He had apparently like a couple of major surgeries.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Kind of took him out for a while, so he might not be healed up by then. Yeah, so he's been fighting pretty injured. He just never talked about it, never complained about it, but he had a major surgery not too long ago.
I don't know who UFC 300.
I'm tired of Conor McGregor news, dude. I love him.
Yeah, I don't really care anymore.
I'm good off that.
All right. All right, let's do some quick picks on this. I mean, we just talked about UFC 300, so let's just go through this very quickly. This is going to be a fight night. Roman Dolidze versus, I can't even say this.
Dolidze.
No, how do you say that name?
Dolidze.
Say that in French.
Nassourdine
Imavov.
Yeah.
All right. Quick picks. Go, David.
Roman Dolidze is a monster, very, very powerful. Surprisingly, his striking is not as bad as people think that it is. He just doesn't use it as much. But recently, he has been knocking people out. Nassourdine is very, very crafty, very fast in and out.
Very Surrogan.
Yeah, damn, fucking Roman Dolidze is a big dude, though.
It's a tough fight to pick.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck.
This is a 50-50 for me.
I'm going to give it to Nassourdine Imavov. I think he's just gonna. But how many rounds? 5, right?
Yeah, it's 5 round.
Yeesh, ooh.
That might go. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Roman.
I kind of had Roman. I feel like Roman has more ways to win because his sub attacks, bro. Like his ground game is nasty.
Yeah,
He's really nasty. If he's gonna be able to get him down to the ground,
Hermanson, that's right.
we don't know. Yeah, he fucking.
I remember that.
He
fight.
beat the shit out of Hermanson with a
Yeah.
calf slicer, and then started punching his fucking head.
Knocked out Haas too, didn't he?
Yeah, so
Roman.
I feel like this is a big step up for Roman.
Yeah.
But I think Roman Dolidze.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the upset.
All right, we got Renato Moicano versus Drew Dober. The mask in the game still.
I kind of feel like Drew Dober is gonna get this.
I like him. He's fine.
Renato's he's so good though, and he looks good at 155. But I feel like Drew Dober is kind of on a hot one right now.
I'm gonna give it to Renato. I think Renato, when he made that weight, the weight change, I think he's just been a different fighter.
Oh, he beat Riddell.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it to Renato.
Didn't he also fight Fiziev?
Yeah, he got KO'd by Fiziev.
Oh, that's right. Shit. Okay.
Pull up Drew Dober. He's coming off Bobby Green, right?
Yes.
The Bobby Green W.
No.
No,
Oh, and Rick
Man.
Glenn.
He fought for Vola. I remember that fight.
Oh, he lost to Frivola. Interesting. Yeah, Dober.
I'll go with the mask. Dober.
Dober got knocked out by Frivola.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna go with Renato.
I'm gonna change my pick to win Renato.
All right, we got Randy Brown and Muslim
I've only
Salivkov.
seen Muslim fight once, so I don't even know. I actually don't know. I don't know enough about.
He's a kung fu fighter. That's what they say.
Really?
They introduce him. He's like a kung fu guy. I think Sanda or something. So
Oh, if he's hey, Muslim, let's go.
Muslim's good though. He's Solikov. I'm gonna go with Solikov.
All right, we have Vivian Araujo. Oh my God,
I don't know
Araujo.
who these two people are at all.
Natalia Silva. How are they ranked? I think I have seen her fight. I don't even know if I've seen Natalia Silva.
Maybe I have to see them in their fight mode because I don't recognize them right now.
I'm gonna go Natalia.
Same. All right, let's go with.
This is an interesting fight.
What the fuck is that sheep herder on the left?
Yeah,
Bro, pull him up. I
let's
think
go with-
he's a debut actually.
this dude, that is a sheep herder.
That motherfucker has 800 sheep on a farm somewhere in a mountain.
Oh, it was his second fight in the UFC. Yeah, dude, Murdov is a fucking beast, and the fact that
I mean, that guy looks like a beast.
Alia Ashkab is the favorite, that's a big deal, because Murdov is a scary guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Murdov.
I'm gonna go
Uzbekistan, that's a
Ali
new hotbed.
Ashkab.
I'm going with sheep herder.
I'm a sheep herder. Gilbert Urbina, man, he looks so different from Ultimate Fighter. And Charles Radke.
I haven't seen both these guys fight enough
Yeah,
to
I
make a
don't know.
decision.
I like Gilbert. His name's cool.
All right, it's all right.
Oh, Molly Meatballs on the card.
You better not lose again, dude.
Bro, are they just getting every fighter from Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan?
reals,
It's
dude.
like they're just getting all these Shavkats, man.
What do you guys think about Molly McCann? You think she's good?
I think she is popular because of Patty.
They're a fun time. I think Scousers will always be popular in the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they get on a fucking win streak.
As a fighter, I mean, she's a fighter, but it's like, I think she's got a lot of that promotional rub because of Patty.
She's scheduled to win. She's the favorite.
Bro, Czech Congo versus Pete Rodriguez.
Shut the fuck.
Dude, it looks exactly the same.
That does not look.
Czech Congo? Is that what you
It looks
said?
like Czech Congo.
This guy's from Zimbabwe. Is he the first UFC fighter from Zimbabwe?
No,
I don't know.
it wasn't.
You don't really see that flag that often.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Wait, wasn't Izzy's training partner from Zimbabwe?
oh, the blood
Diamond?
blood diamond dude.
Yeah.
Is that him? No.
No, that's not him.
Is
But those are.
it-
Yo, is that the same? Is that the same black dude? Right wheels. That's the same black guy.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna stop this right now.
Wheels off camera says they all look alike. And
Yeah.
Asians too.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Wheels.
That's right.
That's crazy. You would say that, dude.
Wheels called him a living shadow. I was like,
Wheels. What the fuck, man?
like, yo, how fucking dare you, man?
That's our episode for today, guys. Get those picks. I'm gonna play some of this Izzy back training on the mitts.
Oh.
Beefy, dude.
He looked good, bro.
He looked thick. He looks like he fight 205 against Alex Pereira and win the 205 belt. That's what I think.
Dude, come back, Izzy. We need you.
Ooh. Ooh.
We need you.
Oosh.
Oh, he's throwing hooks now?
Now. He's trying to. He does look thick, huh?
Yeah, he looks a little
His
thick,
butt
dude.
looks huge.
All right, relax, dude. All right. Relax, DDP.
Come on, man.
Grab a nuts.
Honk, honk.
All right, guys. Make sure you like this video. If you like the video, we need to get to 250 likes because that helps it get out into the algorithm. Make sure you subscribe to the US Media channel. And also leave a comment down below. David, can you offer our fine casuals out there a question for them to answer?
Do you think DDP likes men, or do you think it's all a front with his wife or something, dude?
And I want you guys to write deep fan fiction on this. I don't want 2-sentence answers. I want a full paragraph.
Paint a story. Paint a picture.
story. By the way, I'm just kidding. I just thought it was really funny that his coach kept grabbing his dick.
It is pretty wild.
Hilarious.
I'd love to get down
Hilarious.
to that, why that happens. But also, very big fan of GDP. Hey, whenever you visit LA, GDP, come over here.
Yeah, you're
Grab
the
our
nicest
nuts.
dude ever, man.
Yeah.
Peace.
I'll let you honk it.